Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the morning read. It's volume 3 because today I'm going to be reading to you chapter 3 from the Caterpillar Club. Big up to Hypocritical Beatdown for the t-shirt, which I bought from them, and it's very nice. Okay, chapter 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Regardless of their desire for a baby, Simon has to take a blood test every 3 months anyway. Ever since his brain developed a dysfunction, the doctor has been prescribing him drugs to keep the internal hounds at bay. The valproic acid in the purple Mepic tablets endanger his liver, and the blood tests are used to evaluate the state of play in his essential organs. Dr. Patel is responsible for saving Simon's life. She persuaded him to stick with the drugs after he decided he was better and didn't need to take them anymore. It was only when he almost split with Sonia and their dog refused to be walked by him that the penny dropped. Some things will never pass, and people who take these drugs are always capable of a relapse, especially if they refuse to accept their alternative form of life sentence. Dr. Patel is close to retirement now. She is wrinkled and ashen. Her small arthritic hands pop out from the sleeve of her brown nylon suit as she grips the mouse and scrolls through Simon's medical notes in the local surgery. "Do you feel ready to have a baby, Simon?" she asks, looking up from the antique personal computer screen shrouded in a brittle off-white plastic. "Ready? I'm 48 years old. I've never been more ready. My wife suggested I should come and get my sperm checked, though," he replies with a shift forward and a squeak of his seat. "I mean in reference to your problem, Mr. Radcliffe." Her warm, wise brown eyes search Simon's pale blue eyes. She needs to look right into them and remind him of a few things. "Is it right to bring a child into your world?" she asks softly. "What do you know about my world?" Simon sounds unconvinced of his own question. "Well, I'm reading your notes and I can see that it's not long ago that you decided you didn't require your medication. How did that go?" she asks gently, head slightly bowed and her eyes peering over her black reading glasses. I know, you were right. I'm dealing with my brain. Everything is under control. I'm more worried about my ears. My ears are my job and they won't stop ringing. That's enough to drive you mad, you know. "I can organise a sperm test for you now, Mr. Radcliffe. I suggest while you're at it we do as many blood tests as we can." Dr. Patel's fingers click away on the old PC keyboard. "I'm fit and healthy. I play five-a-side once a week. I can barely walk afterwards," Simon replies, pointing at his knees. "Exactly, Mr. Radcliffe. I'm going to put you forward for one of our tinnitus groups. They deal with mental health issues as well." "Where would the group meet?" Simon asks, rubbing at the 2-day-old stubble on his square jawline. "Over in Wembley. Your attendance will help with the IVF treatment. It means I can give you the green light," she explains, closing out of his records folder with the mouse. "The green light?" Simon responds quizzically. "We have to think about what will happen to a child in the future if the treatment were to be a success," Dr. Patel says slowly, carefully. "You mean you will feel responsible?" Simon coughs the question out. "Belt and braces, Mr. Radcliffe. Your mind is like a blancmange." Dr. Patel touches her head to focus the point. He'd heard this one from her before. "With waxy pieces of string, and the tablets stop my thoughts from getting crossed over, I know. What about these blood tests?" "I had a son once, Simon, but I lost him. Life is not meant to be easy." Dr. Patel's expression is blank. Her eyes stare at nothing. "I'm so sorry for your loss, Dr. Patel. I don't know much about these things," replies Simon, shifting in his seat. "The nurse will do your blood tests now. We will call you if there are any issues. The sperm test will come through soon, hopefully," Dr. Patel concludes. Simon enters a nurse's room down a short corridor in the surgery, and a nurse starts preparing to take his blood samples. She lines up 8 empty vials and shows Simon to the bed. I remember you, Mr. Radcliffe. You are the gentleman who sometimes passes out, the nurse says with an understanding South American lilt. I'm sorry, nurse. A doctor once shook my drawn blood in a vial without putting the lid on. The blood hit the ceiling and landed all over his white coat. It was like being in a cheap horror film, Simon explains with a wince. It's the following week, and Simon is on his way to Northwick Park Hospital to have his sperm tested. The entrance to the hospital is crowded with pensioners, walking canisters of oxygen to the edge of the sliding doors. Simon hurries past the nearly gone and catches an empty lift full of mirrors to the 3rd floor. He signs in at reception. A tall doctor with a pockmarked face and beautiful brown eyes greets him churlishly. He asks Simon to go into the room next door and make love to his sexual memories, and aim the outcome into a transparent collection jar with a white screw-top lid. Like most men, Simon has been practicing sex alone for some time. It all started with the diary of an A-nin. What led him to pull the erotic paperback from the homemade plywood bookshelf of his parents' dining room was as mysterious as the urge itself. It came out of the blue, rising like a bud seeking the warmth of the sun, ancient, unstoppable, and shockingly embarrassing. Simon's sperm sample results come back a week later, and they aren't pretty. There is evidence of sperm, but not enough of it to make any difference to an impregnation attempt. Okay, folks, that's the end of chapter 3 of the Caterpillar Club. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.